paid $50 for a 2-bedroom for my family of 6. With the help of your tax dollars. Thank you very much.
Just got home and this letter was in the mail. I just lost my housing, y'all. My freaking housing.
Honestly, it's hard to imagine what outcome she expected, because this feels like a perfect example of actions leading directly to consequences. Attempting to show off online ended up backfiring in a major way. In today's video, we're diving into some of the most unbelievable cases of people who ended up losing their benefits, and each story is more surprising than the last. The situations escalate quickly, making this a compilation you'll want to watch all the way through without missing a moment.
I got a letter from DHS today. They're trying to tell me that I have to sell my 2024 Range Rover that I just bought. Okay, I put $10,000 down on this car, my dream freaking car. And they're trying to tell me if I don't sell it, because this is considered a big asset, if I don't sell it, get rid of it, I will lose my $4,000 food stamps, my $2,000 cash assistance, my Section 8, my disability, and my kids' disability. So pretty much, if you are on government benefits, you can't drive nice things. You can't have nice things. They literally want me to sell my car, my Range Rover, that I have wanted all my life, if I want to keep feeding my kids. They're literally taking the food from my children's mouths because they know I can't work. I cannot work. It's been 13 years, okay? 13 years. Over a car? Over a Range Rover? Are you kidding me? This is what they're doing to us. This is what they are stripping our rights.
I hate to be the one to point it out, but putting $10,000 down on a luxury vehicle usually comes with substantial ongoing expenses. If someone is comfortable taking on that level of financial commitment, it naturally raises questions about whether they should also be relying on significant benefit payments. From the outside, the situation suggests a disconnect between spending habits and financial priorities. Regardless of the circumstances, it's a clear reminder that major lifestyle choices often come under greater scrutiny, especially when public assistance is involved.
No food stamps or Section 8 for the southern states in the month of November. Yes, the federal government just reported that the southern states will not be receiving food stamp benefits or Section 8 benefits in the month of November. And I have mixed emotions about this because I know some people really need this assistance. But at the same time, most motherfuckers is just abusing the system. Most motherfuckers do really need this. They just go out having motherfucking kids just so they can draw motherfucking food stamps. And nobody told y'all to lay down with all these motherfucking deadbeat baby daddies and keep having all these motherfucking kids and knowing they wasn't gonna help you take care of them or support them, but you was just doing it to get motherfucking government benefits. So, you know, it's a mixed emotions, it's a mixed bag, man. You have some people that really need it, but a lot of motherfucking people is just abusing the fucking system. So I really don't know how I feel about this, but now y'all might get off y'all's motherfucking ass and actually do something because you're being forced.
Unfortunately, he does make a valid point. Many people genuinely rely on these benefits to get through difficult times, and misuse by others can damage trust in the system and ultimately hurt those who truly need the support.
Getting no job. If you go get a job, they're going to take my Section 8. Then you won't be able to get no Section 8. You're not going to get no job. They're going to count your income against my Section 8 and my link card. You're not working. No. So I don't care what you got to say. I don't care how you feel. You're not working. You're not going to get a job. You're not going to school. You're not doing none of that shit.
But Ma, I'm saying how I'm supposed to be successful in life, Ma. So you basically telling me I gotta be broke to be successful. I gotta be broke so I can get Section 8.
You gotta be broke so the government can help you.
So the government can help me. So you telling me I can't work no job, bro? Like that's like all my friends got jobs and live in nice houses. So you telling me I got to go through the same thing you went through?
If you don't do any of that, they're going to take my Section 8.
How?
And I'm
won't they be like? Won't they be?
You can go get yours at ease. You can go get a
nice house. No, they will look at that and be like, he's doing something and give me a bigger house, Ma. That's what you told me.
Where I'm gonna go? I don't have no job.
I can get off your Section 8 and apply for my own Section 8.
Okay, but if you do that, you're gonna have to go the hard way. It's gonna take a long.
So what? That's what I'm
Wait a
saying.
few months, get on Section 8, find you a nice apartment, go get you a link card. You will be fine. You don't have to sit up and work. You don't have to work no job. The government is here to help.
This perspective seems seriously misguided. Rather than encouraging growth, independence, and long-term success, the focus appears to be on maintaining access to assistance at the expense of future opportunities. It's the kind of mindset that often sparks debate about how support programs should function and whether they are always being used in ways that promote self-sufficiency and personal advancement.
You literally could go get a job and actually afford unsubsidized rent, not being subsidized by the taxpayer. You could go do that. You are literally choosing not to because you want to build your business. Why the are you allowed to leech off the taxpayer?
I'm not leeching off of anybody.
Yes,
and
you
I
are.
have tried.
Tried what?
My last job, I had a really bad situation
Tell.
where I was interviewing men in particular, and every time I got on the screen with them, they got their little willies out and started whacking him. I'm trying.
What's your try?
I have plans on finding a.
This situation is likely to raise questions about personal responsibility and the purpose of assistance programs. When individuals who appear capable of pursuing employment continue to rely on benefits without taking meaningful steps toward greater independence, it can create frustration and fuel criticism of the system. What makes this case even more puzzling is the claim that finding a job is part of the plan, because naturally that leads many people to wonder what has prevented that step from being taken already.
I went grocery shopping today, and for the first time ever, I had to use my debit card instead of my EBT card. It was honestly a humbling experience. You know how hard it was to actually have to pay attention to the prices? What was new to me as well was having to actually look at the prices. So before, I used to be able to just grab it and throw it in the cart, random it, things that I need, things that I don't need, I just throw it in the cart. But now I have to actually pay attention to the prices. And I honestly didn't realize how expensive it was. Budgeting really sucks. So now, instead of being able to buy cookies and chips and candy and sodas, now I actually have to buy food. I can't be buying snacks anymore. No more name brand stuff. Everything has to be great value. You wanna know how much these were? $1.98. No more Doritos, no more Fritos, no more, none of that. But like I said, very, very humbling experience, you know? Now I gotta get used to budgeting and buying things that I actually...
Honestly, I think she summed it up quite well. Her point is that making a few practical adjustments, such as managing expenses more carefully and preparing meals at home, can go a long way toward improving both financial stability and overall well-being. In many cases, home-cooked meals are not only more affordable, but can also be a healthier option. Looking at what she described, it's difficult to find a major drawback. If anything, these changes could create positive habits and lead to long-term benefits that extend far beyond the immediate situation.
What's the average rent somebody is going to have to pay here if they're not on Section 8?
For a two-bedroom apartment, it will be $3,500.
And do you think Section 8 kind of incentivizes people to stay poor, that way they can stay inside of the brackets to get the cheap housing?
I would say so. It got to be another way. I'll say so. But however, we need Section 8 to survive. Otherwise, how can we do it? And if we make certain amount of money, a little bit of money, more money, then we don't get that support.
Yes,
and it's hard.
It's kind of like twisted, because if you do well, then you're going to be paying more. But if you
That's crazy.
If you pay,
I have a
make
bachelor's
less.
degree in clinical psychology. If I go to work, a regular job, I won't be getting any help. I could only come out here whenever I got a little time to make extra money to survive.
What's a good day of business like out here?
I'm not gonna respond to that.
No, we can't do that for taxes, right? We can't do that for taxes.
No,
right?
I didn't say that.
What makes this situation particularly surprising is that she has a degree in clinical psychology, a qualification that could potentially open the door to a professional career with long-term growth and stability. With experience in that field, there is a strong possibility of building a significantly higher and more sustainable income over time. Instead, the choice to remain outside the traditional workforce while relying on public support is likely to raise questions about priorities and missed opportunities. Many people would view a stable career path as a far more reliable route to financial independence than depending on assistance programs or income that may not be properly reported.
Okay, this one is the problem with Section 8. Anybody that watches my videos knows I'm a huge fan of Section 8 property and Section 8 investing. However, I've got to share with you some of the problems that we face with Section 8. All right, problem number one is there's no appreciation, that they will destroy a house and feel no remorse moving on to the next one. Number two, there's this level of entitlement that they are owed this, that they're owed a free house and free vouchers and food stamps and whatever else. They all seem to have pets. Why, if you can't afford rent, can you afford a dog? Number four problem is they are entitled to free legal advice to defend them when they destroy a house like this and fight eviction court. And worse, the tragedy of this whole thing, and the worst part is there is no accountability, because she kept her voucher even after destroying my place, fighting the eviction court for 5 months, and she's just going to move on with a voucher with no accountability to the next landlord.
You may not agree with every landlord, but the reality is that many property owners are ordinary individuals or families who own only a small number of rental properties. When support programs are misused, the impact often extends beyond government budgets and can affect people who rely on rental income as part of their livelihood. At the same time, it places additional strain on public resources that are funded by taxpayers. Situations like this tend to fuel concerns about accountability and whether assistance is reaching the people it was originally intended to help.
Go get a job. Work 40 hours a week, 9 to 5.
I don't want to.
There it is. Government, Kansas, Missouri, take away her food stamps right now. Did you just hear that? Take them away. I'm not even kidding.
I will
You
say,
don't want to? F you. That
no,
is not
I really
a choice.
Don't want to.
Huh?
I don't want to.
Then that is not fair. That is not a choice. Subsidies should be there, and even more for those who cannot. You can, and you're choosing not to because you do not want to. And I knew the more and more I pushed on it, we would find out that you're doing this because you want to. Straight up, not because you can. Using ADHD and autism? Yes. Is he able to communicate with other people?
Yes.
Okay, then I don't want to hear it.
Maybe.
They're all getting diagnosed with this. If he's able to communicate with people and he's able to do things, and you're right, he probably didn't need the accommodations that you're thinking based on everything you're telling us. The more information is unlocked, the more we're finding out he could probably just go to school.
Well, he is back in regular school now because he was missing things that should have been taught when he was in kindergarten and first
grade.
Who
would have fucking thought?
And we needed help filling those holes.
Well, you would make more money, by the way, getting a babysitter that could watch 2 hours between school and you getting home. And you going and actually making money like a fucking adult. 31? What a joke.
What stands out most in this interview is how casually she appears to approach a situation that many people would consider quite serious. The constant laughter and lighthearted attitude create the impression that the broader implications are not being taken seriously. Given her age and circumstances, that reaction is likely to strike many viewers as surprising and difficult to understand. It also adds to the frustration felt by those who believe public assistance should be treated with a greater sense of responsibility and appreciation, particularly because those programs are funded through public resources intended to support people in genuine need.
Okay, so it's on the CNN News. So the month of November, they told all the southern states to hold back Section 8 and their EBT benefits, okay? So that means that no Thanksgiving and no Christmas, okay? So therefore, you know what? Whoop-de-doo, okay? Whoop-de-doo. Because let me tell you something, American people. It was only supposed to have been a temporary thing, okay? I'm hearing people all up on this internet here talking about what they're gonna do. They was getting $4,200 a month. Oh, what they was gonna do, they was getting $1,200 a month in food stamps. But they all on iPhones. You're on iPhones, you're on Android. That's a luxury, okay? To the government, that's a luxury, okay? To the government, you're not supposed to have cable, okay? To the government, there's a lot of things that was not prioritized right, on Section 8, because Section 8, you're not was supposed to be on it for 20 years, okay? To get food stamps, you're not was supposed to get food stamp for 17 years. I hear one lady said that she had one child starting on it, but she got 6. How did you do that? Okay, I can understand maybe 1 or 2, the second one slipped out, but you know, you had another 4 more. So my thing is, you know, you don't get no sympathy for people like that, because my thing is, then I hear a lady that was in a wheelchair and she's sympathetic, but then she got 8 children. How you do that? How you lay down in the bedroom and you get 8 children and you're in a wheelchair? I don't understand. So my thing is, it was only supposed to be temporary, okay? So what you got to do, okay, because back in the days, we didn't have no Hot Pockets. Back in the days, we didn't have all this extra foolishness, juices up on the refrigerator, all kinds of cereals. Okay, you got to go back to the basics. You got to go back to oatmeal, and you got to go back to cornflakes. Okay, rice and chicken never gets old. Okay, you're gonna have to go back to cinnamon sugar on buttered toast. You got to go back to the basics. You got to go back to evaporated milk and sugar. That's your milk right there, honey, and put some little sweetener in it. And that's what you got to go back to. You got to go back to the basics. Grilled cheese and tomato soup. That never gets old, okay? You got to go back to Spam sandwiches. You got to go back to liverwurst, and you got to go back to those type of meats and stuff by the bulk, okay? Sardines in cans never get old, and crackers. You've got to go back to the basics, okay? So this is why you're not getting a lot of sympathy from American people, because we've been trying to get it out of the mud. Some of us only have $300 to $500 to last us to the next payday, and we got to divide that into 14 days, and we got to make it do what it do, okay? So that's why you're not getting a lot of sympathy from people who have to work, because we're paying for that. We're paying into that for you guys to live a life of luxury. I've seen people with see my nails. I do my nails myself because I cut that out because I'm trying to do some other.
She makes a point that many people would find reasonable. The argument is that convenience foods and heavily processed snacks are often more expensive than many basic ingredients, while offering less nutritional value in return. Focusing on simpler, home-prepared meals can often be a more cost-effective and healthier approach. Whether people agree or disagree, her perspective is certainly generating discussion. And if you think this clip is surprising, stick around, because the final segment takes things to an entirely different level.
Oh, I live in a 10-story apartment building, and I only pay $50 in rent. Does that make you angry? Does that make you shiver in your boots? Does that make you want to punch me in my face? I pay $50 for a 2-bedroom for my family of 6. With the help of your tax dollars. I just wanted to come on here and thank all the taxpayers for allowing me and my children to eat tonight. And we have some... Why you keep dropping your fork? We have some corn on the cob. We have some cube steak and some rice. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. So because of that video I made of my family of 7 living in a 2-bedroom apartment and me only paying $50, somebody on here was so miserable to go report me that now they gave me an eviction notice for 30 days. So now I need a lawyer. Thanks to y'all taxpayers that are so mad that you're paying my $50 in rent for my 2-bedroom apartment for a family of 7. I don't know how y'all even found out where I live. It's a 10-story apartment building. Y'all found out where I live. Y'all contacted the housing people. I don't know what you said to them, but now me and my family's getting evicted and we're gonna be on the streets. So thanks a lot.
After openly showcasing her situation online and drawing attention to it herself, she now seems eager to frame herself as the victim when the criticism starts rolling in. The reality is that public actions often bring public reactions, and the choices people make can have consequences they didn't anticipate. Whether fair or not, once you put something out there for everyone to see, opinions are bound to follow. With that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know which clip surprised you the most, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content.